According to the bill, if Florida drivers are caught smoking while driving with a child under the age of 13, they will receive a non-moving violation. Hundreds of thousands have made their way to Sarasota's Lido Beach to watch what they call the greatest race of the year in speedboat racing. Right behind me you see some boats going around the 85-mile track at upward speeds of over 200 miles an hour. Many of the snakes here at the Rowdy Reptile shops, including this pastel Colombian boa, were bought from local breeders, whom Ty says could be affected by this new piece of legislation. Usually around this time of year, these blue shelves here at Interfaith are filled to the brim just in time for the holiday season. But with Thanksgiving just a little over a week away, these shelves are still bare. This past Saturday in Gainesville was the coldest night in over 7 months, with temperatures dipping into the high 30s. One of the reasons many veterans love the location of this apartment complex is its direct access right here to Tampa's VA hospital. The approximate time to get there, they say, 3 minutes. During the battle, surgeons had to improvise with tools such as this saw right here that were found in nearby barns. While some Black Friday sales may have been down, small businesses such as the Artisan Guild Gallery here in downtown Gainesville had a great turnout for Small Business Saturday. Much of the equipment in this mechanical room in the basement of Norman Hall dates back to when the building first opened back in 1932. An example are these 2 air compressors that are still in use today. When Sue arrived here at the museum on Wednesday, it took 3 semi-trucks and 40 of these crates right here that have an average weight of anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. Just spoke to West Palm Beach police moments ago, and they say they need your help in cracking this double homicide case. Just 4 days after the mass shooting that devastated the town of Bell, members of the community are still coping with the loss. Hundreds gathered to honor the mother and 6 children who were shot and killed by their grandfather last Thursday, and to also pray for 7 members lost from one big family. It was a somber Sunday night throughout the town of Bell as hundreds from the community came to Bell High School to pray, mourn, and honor Sarah Spirit and her 6 children, murdered last Thursday by their grandfather, Don Spirit.
She loved her kids, and this was just so sad for this to happen. But like they say, she's in a better place and with her kids.
Following the service, many went to Bell Elementary for a candlelight vigil, where Destiny, Jonathan, Caleb, and Kylie attended. Corey Tootin remembers being classmates with the kids.
Whenever there was church and we had vacation Bible school, and me and him used to get into trouble, just like a little bit of trouble, and now we'll never be able to do that again.
In the wake of the tragedy, Corey and his family decided to help the family out.
We were trying to figure out a way to make monies to help with the funeral.
Community leaders, including Gilchrist County school officials, spoke during the vigil, offering their peace and comfort to a family broken but not beyond repair.
We intend to come alongside of a family that hurts, that has been devastated, and we weep with you. We hurt with you.
And as one Bell stood with their lit candles in a moment of silence, another began to toll, while each of the 7 victims' names were called, with many embracing each other and parents holding on to their children, as one with her 6 children are no longer on this earth, but are now precious memories. Reptiles are a passion for Matthew Ty at Gainesville's Rowdy Reptile shop, but the shop has been fighting a new law that plans to keep certain species of snakes, including reticular pythons and certain species of anacondas, within states. The species join the Burmese python as snake species that can't be imported or sold across state lines or into the country. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the purpose of adding the species to the list is to protect the environment.
Lots of our animals are very sensitive to introduced predators, and these snakes are particularly large and powerful and efficient predators, and have put or could put a great number of species of wildlife at risk.
But for Ty, he said he believes the legislation will dramatically alter the pet trade.
You're affecting people simply moving. You know, you can't bring an animal that you've had, across state lines. You're affecting internet sales, which is a big portion of, the reptile business. Not everyone has, a mom and pop reptile shop that they can go to. A lot of people have to buy from vendors online.
Many of the snakes here at the Rowdy Reptile shops, including this pastel Colombian boa, were bought from local breeders, whom Ty says could be affected by this new piece of legislation.
There are people that only specialize in retics. There's people that only specialize in, Burmese. That's what they do. That's what they've done for years, for decades. And for someone to suddenly be like, oh, hey, you can't do that anymore, you're done. What you've been doing is now obsolete.
And while the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says the law would offer a solution to issues across the state, Ty believes the law just adds to the issue.
A lot of states, you do need a permit to sell. Florida, you do need a Class 3 permit to sell reptiles. They're either going to try and sell it under the table to someone real quick, or just dump it because they're not going to be able to have it anymore and don't want to deal with the hassle.
Well, move over Gators, capuchin monkeys are Gainesville's newest residents. For Team 6, Zak Dahlheimer reports.
After being separated for nearly all their lives, Alex is finally getting to enjoy some bonding with his offspring already here at Jungle Friends Primate Sanctuary. Alex and two other capuchin monkeys, Jake and Gizmo, arrived last night, adding to a new family that's now almost 200 monkeys strong.
It's very exciting because they do remember. I mean, they've got really long memories and they remember their families.
Alex, Jake, and Gizmo spent years in labs at Ohio's Wooster College, one of many schools now getting out of the business of animal experimentation. All these monkeys here at Jungle Friends have come from different backgrounds around the country. Some of them were put through experimentation at some universities, while others might have been mistreated as pets. Now they get a chance for a life they've never had. In its 15th year, the sanctuary hopes to bring in more monkeys like Alex, Jake, and Gizmo, giving them a second chance to enjoy their golden years.
To be able to come here and see them get out into their natural habitat, even if they can't ever be let back out into the full wild, but this is the best of the best that they can go to.
You're watching WUFT News at 6.
Today marks the big day as many across the state are casting their last-minute ballots as we speak in the 2014 midterm election. Good evening, it's Tuesday, November 4th. I'm Zak Dahlheimer. Last month, Don Spirit killed his daughter, her 6 children, and himself. DCF had prior contact with the family but said it could not have foreseen the tragedy. And this just in the newsroom a few minutes ago, the University of Florida has released some documents in connection to the Treon Harris case. But as so many stop to look back, they also see the progress that's been made over the last 13 years in a city and country that has refused to give in or give up. Federal police today arrested the former mayor of a southern Mexican city along with his wife on charges of ordering the attacks in late September that left 6 college students dead and 43 others missing. Jose Luis Abarca and his wife Maria de los Angeles Pineda were arrested in eastern Mexico City during an early morning raid. Now, Leah, scooters are a very popular form of transportation in Gainesville. How common are scooter accidents? More than 1 million voters said yes, but the measure only received 57% of the vote. And the weather certainly didn't keep people away from the polls today. Very beautiful day all around today. A little bit of good news for you this evening. A man in Fort Myers is feeling the love from a stranger and the local police department. Welcome back. According to a report from Feeding America, thousands of Alachua County students depend on their schools to provide most of their meals. Well, getting back to north central Florida, even though a few brief showers were on radar this afternoon, it was a relatively beautiful day. Let's check back with Sean to find out what's in store for the weekend. Now, Nicole, we know what was said from the University Police, but what was the response from the administration for an event like this? So how is he setting up his living arrangements when he decides to return to Tallahassee after his rehabilitation in Atlanta? Yes, some, including the NFL, were tweeting about that one spin move he had in the fourth quarter. It looked like a move just straight out of the Madden NFL 15 video game.
Oh, of course. That's the first of many highlights for Bortles, I think.
Just hit the B button and then the trigger, right?
And just go. Yes, sir.
Thank you at home for watching WUFT News at 6. We'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow.